Alright, so towards the end there, you're talking about people, and at least if they're trying and they're trying to use your real name and stuff, and so you're kind of joking around with them, and I'm totally cool with that. This morning I actually had an episode I wanted to share with you because your story just set me. Um, we were joining our church this morning, and my fiance's parents were in town, and they were going to come with us. And her dad my fiance's dad has really been good about calling me Eli, and using he pronouns. I say good. I mean, good for him. I mean, he's trying very hard, and I mean, he does slow himself down and think about it. Sorry, I just got done eating. My mother-in-law, for lack of a better term, on the other hand, not trying at all, really. I've never heard her say Eli. I never heard her say he. Just uses my female name all the time. And my fiance said something to her this morning before we were getting ready to leave for church while I was getting dressed, and reminding them and saying, and he's completely stealth at church. He's Eli. Nobody knows him as Heather, which is my female name. Nobody knows him as that. Everybody knows him as Eli. Everybody knows him as a guy. That's who he's been the entire time we've been there. And you need to respect that. And I understand that you're trying to learn how to have, be more accepting and use those terms, but I need you to try really hard this morning and slow down when you're talking and think about what you're saying. And I thought, no, this isn't going to work. And I walked out into the living room, and within like 2 seconds of being in the living room, she goes, "Well, Heather," and says something to me about something. And I was just like, oh. And then she goes to get in the car, and they had my kid with them because we needed to do something before church. So they had my daughter with them. And so they left to go get in the car and load her up into the car. And I turned towards her, and I was just like, this is not happening. Like, I don't even want to go to church this morning because I'm so tensed up at this moment, and I'm so frustrated. And I'm like, great, she's going to totally out me to everybody at church. I'm Eli. Everybody knows me as Eli. Yeah, I get, everybody knows I'm trans. They can just tell. I know that I'm not stealth at church. I am very large chested, and I have to this point not been able to find a good way to tighten and bind myself to make myself feel comfortable without them inevitably at some point during the day. They always move in towards the center and up into my face, so I look like I'm a lady that's purposely trying to do that. Anyways, and so I was just totally tense, totally intense the entire time. And she must have, in the car on the way there, had like this dawning of realization, or Dad must have said something to her, because when we got there, she was very thoughtful, very calm, said Eli, used it all the time, and was really good about it. And then we got home after church, and we're sitting in the living room, and she said, "Hey, Heather," and started having a conversation again. And I'm glad that she worked so hard at church to do it, and she didn't out me in front of everybody, but it is frustrating at the other times that, you know, it feels like they're not trying. I like it when, they try, and, like, you know, when somebody at work would say to you, I mean, Jacob, that's cool. I get behind that, but just to flat out just be like, hey, how's it going? So, anyways, man. The other thing I wanted to say is I totally wish that we could be sitting face to face and having a conversation, because I relate to you on so many levels, and all the stuff you're saying is totally enthralling and intense, and I really appreciate hearing it. And I can't believe that you're so calm about all of this. And it wasn't even a year ago that you went through all of this, and it's a pretty intense situation. But I think I got 3 more videos of yours to watch about this whole job thing. So, see you.